Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and welcome to our podcast talk show.
Welcome.
Episode 66, man.
Yeah, we're getting there, man. We're getting up there.
We're getting up there in age.
Yes, 100's going to come sooner or later.
Yeah, that and, we've almost been doing this for a full year. Eventually, it's already been a year of pandemic, and we started towards the beginning of it. I don't remember exactly when. I think June?
I don't. I think it was June. I'm pretty sure that we actually started our very first one in June. I'm pretty sure.
I'm it's either May or June, yeah. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, but see, yeah. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was really cool.
Yeah. So before we get started, though, just making sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you want to get notifications when we drop new content. If you want to have any ideas or any stories, any movies that we talk about, if you want to tell us your feelings about the movies, anything like that. Shoot us an email at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. You can shoot us a tweet at CoreyKevin1.
Do it.
And just do it.
There's actually no thought process, and just communicate with us.
Exactly.
Even if you use The Shining. I have The Shining, so if you have it, I'll listen.
Dude, I like it. All right, wait a minute. I didn't know this.
Yeah, well.
So you find out something new every day.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Big news here.
Yes.
We finished Narcos Mexico.
Boom. I actually had that question in my thought process right here.
I'm sad, man. And then so I am gonna write to Netflix because it's not enough. 5 seasons, two different series, not enough. I love these characters so much. Just wasn't ready to give them up, and I don't think it's fair. The Narcos, the original, had 3 seasons, and Narcos Mexico only had 2. I'm just saying, there's still a lot of story to be told. I would love to just see these characters. You
never know. What if there is?
I don't think so. I am going to write to Netflix, so hey, I'm like, hey, maybe. Zack Snyder got his way. I think I should too.
Yes.
Kevin's cut. Narcos. Yeah. Kevin's cut. But yeah, it was just like we finished it. It was just like son of a gun, So we started looking around, hey, maybe there's just like a secret Narcos hidden somewhere that I don't know anything about. So we searched. No, there's nothing. But El Chapo came up, and so we looked at it, and then we're about to just give the first episode a shot just to see if it's anything as good. But then as soon as I started, I stopped it and I said, it's too soon. I can't give these characters up and move on to a new. I can't do it. So we stopped. And I'm glad we did, because we cannot watch another series because we have one in the chamber already.
I was wondering. Yeah. Okay.
So The Leftovers will be started, I'm hoping, this week.
Nice. How many seasons of Leftovers is there?
I'm gonna go with I don't know.
Oh, good answer.
Yeah, good answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Exactly. He's 100%. Yeah. I like it.
But yeah, other than that, I know we've got the big one that we both watched. That's right. Oh, dude, so good. But did you watch anything else? Did you? Do anything else?
I really didn't fully watch. I don't think any other movie this week. I really, I watched so many last week. This week there's a huge update in Fortnite. Just to be honest with you, this was a huge update in Fortnite, and they fixed a little bit of things they had wrong the first time that really annoyed me. And the game is once again fun. I mean, it's a new season, so they brought back a bunch of different guns. And I mean, I'm not going to go into detail about Fortnite right now, but I'm just saying they changed things up quite a bit to make it a little bit more fun. So, I did do that. I did try to do a little bit of which I'll talk about later. But I tried to do a little bit more research on the movie that we watched.
Oh, excellent!
Because
excellent.
Because I was just trying to like not even about the movie, just about Justice League itself. Like really, because I was always a Batman fan. But the backstories of all the other characters, I honestly didn't know a bunch about. Like I really, I was never, for some reason, I was just always a Marvel guy, always a Marvel guy, always a Marvel guy. I love Batman, but I was always a Marvel guy. I don't know why. I don't know what the change was. I don't know why.
I could see like, I mean, you've got the split. You're either DC or Marvel. I obviously love both, but Batman's my dude. I love Batman, and so
So there's that correlation there.
Yeah, and I like the difference. Like, by the way, you can be a fan of both.
Thank you.
You can like the DC extended universe, and you can like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Hey. Okay. Come at me, but
like it
because they're just different types. I mean, you've got Marvel, which is a lot of wisecracking, a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
They keep it pretty lighthearted. Everybody knows that everything's super colorful. Everything is, things always turn out. Things are always going to turn out. Every once in a while, we're given some losses and whatnot, but
you
watch a Zack Snyder DC movie and you're like, damn, the dude's dark. Like he knows 100%. How to do something that's more emotional and more. It's just like a darker atmosphere to it.
Yeah,
I mean, if you've watched Batman vs Superman, that is just a dark.
You get
movie.
it.
You get it.
100%. Yeah,
which I don't care. I liked Batman vs Superman. I like Man of Steel. Yeah. So,
I mean, Batman versus Superman. I mean, I'm not saying I disliked it by any means, but I don't know why I can't really even think back and like the reasoning that I had. It's been a long time since I've seen it. So it's been a while to like really think about it, but for some reason, it just wasn't enough for me. I just remember.
Dude, it was just such a. I mean, I'll give like the plot. The plot point was like the catalyst or whatever.
Yeah,
just a little weak, but ultimately, like, I didn't care about that. It's literally called Batman vs Superman, and I want to see that. Like, that's freaking cool, man.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
And it was just super cool. Plus, that's like the first we get to see Wonder Woman. We get to see Lex Luthor. We had Doomsday. So, which he put a big old hurting on that Superman.
He did.
But Zack Snyder got his way.
He did.
HBO Max. They just released March 18th. I'm sure you've already watched it. Zack Snyder's Justice League. And you don't even you just call it the Snyder Cut. You don't even have to call it Justice League or anything. You watched the Snyder Cut? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Actually, that'd be really funny if like it comes out on like DVD or something. It's just called Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut JL,
Yeah.
I was gonna make a funny comment because I still have not watched The Irishman, which is like what 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I stayed up the entire time, 4 hours watching Justice League with no problem. And I kid you not, I wanted more. When it ended, I'm like, wait a minute. That's it? Wait a minute. Come on now. There's not another hour?
For sure, yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie. The way it ended, too, it did leave me a little bit more hanging, which I was a little bit, I'm
telling you, Zack Snyder did that because he's like, oh, you're going to say this movie's not part of the DC Extended Universe? You're going to say you're not going to hire me back? You will.
Yeah.
You will. Because I just left little Easter eggs and plot points for Justice League 2 and 3. Yeah. Like, no big deal.
Let's wait for the emails.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's give it a week or two. Let's let the numbers churn up and we'll talk. Okay.
Yeah. We'll figure things out.
He didn't get paid for the Snyder Cut. I mean, obviously HBO Max, I think, spent $70 million in addition to whatever the original Justice League budget was.
Okay.
HBO Max put in $70 million to do reshoots and other stuff, but he didn't get paid for that. Like, that's a big chunk of time and energy to put yourself into and not get paid. So I'd be thinking like, hey, like this dude's heart is in it. Like, why would you not want this guy at the helm?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
He knows what he's
think about how much money he's making you.
Yeah. Yeah, like how...
I mean, in general.
I wonder how much money it has generated. It's kind of like a weird thing because it being a kind of streaming, I'm sure they can break it down.
Yeah.
I was seeing some comments about people going, all right, time for my third viewing. I'm like, how?
How do you have time for it? Yes. Seriously.
That's 12 hours of just one movie. Like, I would love to. I'm not saying that, but man, I've got other stuff that I need to do.
Well, 100%. And the thing is we're recording this, on an earlier date.
Yep.
So it's only been out for what?
By the time this is released, probably 2 weeks then?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So but by the time that we record this, it's only been within days.
Yeah, within days. Yeah.
He's going to ready to watch it 3 times. I'm just saying.
Yeah, which is crazy. Now, I'll be honest. Like I was. It was so funny because we had started watching it. Jessica passed out. I couldn't even tell you at what point, but before she had passed out, she had paused it to go use the restroom, and I thought like all this time had passed, and it was like an hour and 28 minutes had passed out of the 4 hours. So I was like, oh, I was like,
yeah.
This is where it starts feeling like, oh, yeah, there's still a lot of movie left. But
for sure.
I was so entertained. It went by super quick. Man.
I wish, honestly, that's one thing I didn't do. A family member's birthday was yesterday, so I ended up stopping by. I ended up stopping by and over there and hanging out with him a little bit. So I meant to watch it the night before, and then I didn't. And then by the time I got home, it was... I can't start a 4-hour movie.
I was going to say, yeah.
So that makes things a little bit more difficult in my world there. So I had to really put some time in.
Yeah, you can't just be like, well, we got a few hours to spare. What do you want to watch? Zack Snyder's Justice League.
No, you sat down. You planned this.
Yeah.
You planned this out,
Yeah.
So then I end up watching it and then going and then doing things and then finishing it. Like in 2 different settings, which it wasn't terrible by any means. I'm not saying that, but I really wish that the flow of it, like when you go back to the middle of the movie, you kind of lose that focus and that like what you're getting into the movie,
Oh, absolutely.
So like that really, and I try to pause it at a good time. I paused it when you first meet when you first see Lois Lane.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it was like, I think it was like, honestly, maybe not the first time, maybe it was like maybe it was when somebody showed up at her house. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, so when that happened, I'm like, all right, well, this may be a good stopping point, right? Because it's gonna be light and some little bit, right? So I can like catch up on that real quick and start getting back in the feel of it, right? Mm-hmm. With the whole thing, it's not starting off in the middle of a scene, it would be really helpful. It just didn't do it. Like I just didn't, not that I didn't enjoy it. I'm not saying that, but it just really didn't get me fully back into it. So it took me a second,
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I had the same feeling you had, because now I only had to watch 2 hours of it, at that time, 2.5, and then. Snyder decides to leave us with this lovely, as you like to call it, Easter eggs.
Yeah.
To make me want more. So.
Oh, dude! He laid it on thick. Like, don't tell me there's not a second one.
No,
that. That. It's all right. So what was it? Oh, okay. It's a meme. Now you haven't watched these movies because it's Lord of the Rings. No, I'm just kidding. But Gandalf the White says. It's no longer a battle for this. It's now a battle for something bigger. I've ruined it. I've butchered it. But anyways,
yep.
It was a funny Gandalf the White meme. Hey, we got the Snyder Cut. Now the next battle is Snyderverse. We need to restore the Snyderverse. And it's like, you're right. We do. Like,
yes, 100%.
I have loved the vision from the start. Suicide Squad had its problems. It was a generally fun movie. I didn't care for the Joker in there, but I'll tell you, and I mean anybody who's seen like previews or trailers knows that Jared Leto has a Joker scene in this, and it's way better, way better than the Suicide Squad Joker. Like
100%.
100% better. Like I was like, dude, his laugh is awesome, man. Oh.
I'm telling you, it gave you that the dark feel to like what was like the whole scenery, right?
Yeah.
He does a great job at it. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he is. He's a great actor.
Yeah. So he made this was way more of a believable portion of it, and I got happy. I'm a Joker fan to a certain degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that he's like just a cool character.
He's, he's clearly one of the best villains. He's been portrayed so many times. You can't leave him out of stories. I mean,
exactly. No matter what. That's what I like about him. You know what I mean? I don't like the guy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. But
I don't agree with his. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm no agent of chaos. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's funny. But
all right. So on the last episode, I had told the world that I love Batfleck. Yes. I dig Ben Affleck as Batman, and I will continue on with that. He was awesome, dude. He's a good Bruce Wayne, and he is an awesome Batman. I really enjoy his older, gruff. I mean, you got to think they said he was been doing that for over 20 years. Or over 28 years or something like that. He's already been Batman for that long. Yeah. Like you don't just like get chipper, I'm sure. You know, you become more of a desensitized the Bat 100%. Brand of justice. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm very excited because he signed back on to be Batman in the Flash movie. So I'm very excited.
Oh, really?
Very excited.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Yep. Sweet. So,
dude, when the Flash is like, I forget, what's your superpower? And he's like, I'm rich.
Yes, I know. I loved it, dude. I loved it. That was so awesome. Yeah, I love the fact that like throughout the entire thing too, the Flash is just amazed by everything he has too.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Because nobody else has these type of things. They're just superhumans, right?
Yep.
He actually has all these gadgets. So, you know what I mean? That is the amazing part when you actually see these
things.
things.
You have this? So oh, yeah. Like, he's constantly amazed, and all these other people are like, we've been doing this for years, you know? Like,
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
I don't pay any attention to this. Batman, Batman's super rich and has every gadget you could think of. Aquaman.
And the ones that you can't.
Yeah, he lives in Atlantis, so try to impress that. And then Wonder Woman's lived for 5,000 years. You're not going to impress her. And Cyborg, I mean, he knows everything.
He is the future.
Like, dude's pretty impressive. Which, I gotta say, man, Joss Whedon, you son of a b, you screwed Cyborg out of the original Justice League. He was so prominent in this movie. He had so many lines. He had so much action. He had so much dialogue. He had so many scenes that were not in the original Justice League.
It's crazy because it made me feel like I actually he was a new character almost. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
couldn't agree more.
I found out more about this man than I ever have before.
Yeah.
About this, you know what I mean? So it's like this is crazy, you know? Like this is really I really enjoyed. I enjoyed this movie. First off, I didn't even talk about.
Oh yeah, we haven't even said anything yet. Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Fucking watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, it was great.
I have actually said it many times because I said it's 4 hours. I sat through the whole thing, and I wanted more.
That's true. That is true.
Like I was satisfied, obviously, because
Well, yeah,
it's awesome. But dude, Ben Affleck is Batman. I just want to see more Batman, man. It's so sweet. I want a standalone Ben Affleck movie. Damn it. There was supposed to be one that was Ben Affleck as Batman versus Joe Manganiello. I don't know that guy's actual name, but as Deathstroke. And I'm like, dude, that would be amazing to see on the big screen. But who knows if that'll even happen.
No.
Who knows?
I don't Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't dislike, Mr. Benjamin, as Batman. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't really dislike him, as him, but at the same time, I think I'm so used to the young, spunky Batman.
Yeah, but that's...
it still throws. I get what
I
you're
was gonna
saying.
say, like,
and
we've
I'm not
seen
saying
all
it's not
that.
bad.
We've seen all
Yeah.
that. We've never
Yeah.
seen this gruff. I'm older. I don't have time for games, kid. I'm an adult.
Is
You
there
know,
any
like
for sure? Does he do his "I'm Batman" though? I haven't heard one time of him in Justice League this time say that he was Batman. Like I wanted him to talk in his Batman voice
and
tell me
say,
he's
and
Batman.
yeah, come on, Batman, please just tell me you're Batman.
And he didn't do it. So sorry, Ben. Turn down a little bit. Improvise. I want to see a little bit of "I'm Batman."
Dude,
in
in
you.
Batman vs Superman, when he's talking with that voice and everything,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, I'm in, and I've been in. Been in,
So
get
funny.
it?
Yeah,
Ben Affleck, I've been in. Ah! Yeah, it's an awful joke.
Small
But
golf
Ben Affleck, hit me up, bro. Batfleck.
Yeah,
we could chill, bro. I really enjoy most of your movies. Argo, pff, The Town, get out of here. Fantastic stuff.
get out of here.
Dude's great.
Yeah. Yep. I get it.
But he's on his road to recovery, so
Yep.
hopefully we get to see more of him in the Batman aspect, because I know that was hitting him hard. I'm sure headlines and all that. I mean, people are harsh.
No. Yeah, and people make it worse. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand.
So it's like I could not imagine. So I'm sure coming back into the suit was probably like, man, I don't want to do this, but
Yeah.
thank you, Ben. Thank you
Absolutely.
for working past your demons and giving us a sweet Batman. And I'm just gonna say, I want more. I want it all.
Yeah.
But then there's also the Flash, Ezra Miller. I really liked him being like most of the comic relief, because everybody else is super dark and dreary, right? You know, like
100%. 100%. And he's just some young kid.
exactly. I don't know any better.
Exactly. All right, so, I have to say, I am a way bigger fan of The Flash.
Oh yeah, because of this.
Yes, and ever than I was before. Because once again, like I said, I never really dove in. And see, like now this is what's happening. Just so you know, I'm really starting to want to like look into everybody in the DC universe. I really want to start diving into that, because I just never give it a shot. I don't know why. I don't know why I've never done it. Batman, I loved him. All the Batman stuff, but I just never did that. So the Flash this time. There's stuff that he did in this movie that
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
I mean, I literally just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing, and like just certain his just certain things, he's not just he doesn't just run fast. Like and that's at first that's what I thought it was. I thought he was just a person that could, beat time and this and right. I just thought it was all these things that was like a cool aspect, but at the same time, like when you're thinking about superhero abilities, this is not my first thing that you're going to go for, right? So like that's just something that's kind of weird. But seeing certain things that like really opened me up a little bit more than what happened before, it's just like, wow. I mean, really, I really did enjoy it. So I'm super pumped when the new movie comes out. That's my whole point to this.
Yeah.
I became more of a fan. I mean, don't be wrong, I'm not like a super fan like of Batman and my Spider-Man, my boy back here,
Right.
I'm just saying, there's, I have my favorites, but at the same time, though, I have to say, like, as a respect to a superhuman person comic, I'm in.
Yeah.
For a little, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. So,
I felt the same way with like Marvel. I had my favorites of Marvel, Wolverine, and whatever, but Captain America was never like in the comics. It was just like never one of my all-time favorites. But going through all the Marvel movies, Captain America is Chris Evans is my boy. I
Oh, for
love
sure.
Captain America, man. He is so just true to his character and true to his like. I love that.
He's an honorable man, and that is hard. That's the insane part.
Yeah, yeah.
From him, it's all about
Hey, yeah, he was worthy. You know,
Yeah.
he was the only one other than Thor that was worthy. That's pretty cool.
Did you ever get any chills? You knew it was coming, but when it actually
Oh,
happened,
dude, when the hammer like moves and you're like, it went past Thor,
yeah.
and then the whole auditorium, the whole theater's up in like, oh my god, like it's just one of the
I'm
greatest
actually getting a little bit of
moments.
chills right now. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like seriously, it
Well,
blew my mind.
there were times in Justice League that I got that because like I felt like they demonstrated things that they'd never demonstrated before, and it definitely wasn't in the first Justice League. So I definitely got like those vibes where I'm like, oh man. I'll tell you what, the fight scene where Wonder Woman in the beginning where she stops like the big bomb and stuff, man. That like she's like running and blocking all the bullets. That was so cool, man. The way she like hits somebody and like it's so cool, man.
It's awesome.
The only it was just like, man, like the only thing I was like, if I was a person in that crowd and there's this person holding up a gun, he's about to pull the trigger, I'm like, charge that person, man. Like, you're all dead anyways. 100%. Somebody charge that. But then obviously it's a superhero movie. Well, you got to let the superhero demonstrate their power. So, like, I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just know if I'm in that situation, I'm charging that son of a bitch.
Yeah, for sure. It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say it right now. It's going down.
It's going down. So don't pull one on me. I'm charging you.
Yeah, they told me football when I was young didn't teach me anything. But that guy's going to get speared out that window.
Yeah, that person, I'm coming. I'm smashing that dude to the ground.
Yeah. You getting your football stance?
Like,
what are you doing, sir?
What are you doing? Yeah. Move 42. Like, what? Oh, that guy is insane. Leave him alone.
Yeah. H2O.
Yeah. Gatorade.
Gatorade. Yeah.
Ah, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Another big moment that I was just so happy because Snyder does things differently. You can't just have all these things filmed in a certain way and then throw another director in the seat and say, make the same movie. It's going to be...
Well,
obviously, that's why we have a Snyder Cut, because it's going to be a different movie. And music choices is a huge thing to me. Like, if I'm more in the DC Extended Universe dark theme, I don't want cheery music all the time. I don't want certain things. And there was a scene in Justice League that they didn't really alter too much with Snyder Cut, of where Aquaman is pounding the bottle, and then the waves crash over him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the original Justice League, it was the White Stripes. And the music just did not fit. I didn't care for it at all. I'm like, you have this badass scene, and you're just kind of destroying it with your music choice. And that's my opinion, obviously. But
okay, I had to go back and watch it because I don't remember the exact music that's in there. But
yeah,
I'll go back.
But when they did it this time, I don't know what the song was, but it hit the mood exactly. Like, it was like, okay, thank you. Like, Zack Snyder, you get me, man.
Yes, yeah. So do you hate Aquaman even in...
No, and that's the thing.
League?
Like, I even liked Aquaman in Justice League. You know what I mean? Like, I was not a hater of the original Justice League. I just thought it was plot holed and just not very well developed. There's too much... It's too dense, and you made it too short. Hence the 4 hours. Like, there's a lot to unpack, you know.
Yeah, and there's still more. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah,
there's actually still more going. You know what I mean? No, don't be wrong. I think this one did it well for me, and I think that's why I'm so excited about the DC thing right now too. Because you learn a lot in this movie. Like, you really do. I think he did a fantastic job of actually teaching me about this whole thing getting formed back together, like that really, like, it was sweet.
It really was, yeah. Like,
yeah,
the formation of the group, it was just sweet. Like,
100%.
And that goes to a part at the ending where I'm like, you can't say these things and not mean it. We'll talk about it later, but it has to do with the tables of chairs. But like you can't say these things and not mean it. Like
exactly
Snyderverse.
I totally understand.
Come on.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Man.
Let's see it. Yep.
It's
yep.
DCEU is Snyderverse. Just give it to the guy. Come on. Come on, Warner Bros. No, AT&T, Warner Bros., HBO Max, whoever owns whoever.
Yes.
Just give the keys and say,
put it together.
Do
what you want.
Yeah, do what you want. Have fun.
Yep. DC is now yours, but it's fine.
Yeah, DC is the DCEU is now yours.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of nice, like knowing that, like it's there's no, I think it's Kevin Feige. Or Kevin Feige, I don't remember but he's like the mastermind of Marvel. Like he is like everything pretty much is run through him, and he makes a ton of the decisions, and it trickles down into what we get. And it was explained to me, or not to me, but in an article that I was reading, and I really kind of like the idea of, if you think about like the DC Extended Universe is almost more comic book because it is not controlled by one. It's written by many different artists.
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
like that.
true. Okay.
So like I'm like, man, I you're right. Like individual stories, individual voices, like that kind of stuff. I was like, that is a cool way to look at it.
No, that is sweet.
What was I gonna say? All right, so we've talked about Batman. We've talked about a little bit of The Flash.
Yes.
Aquaman, I feel like he wasn't gosh, I don't even know how to say it, like he was in the movie obviously, but I wouldn't say like he was like the biggest show off, you know what I mean? Like
not by any means.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's his kind of like his character, right?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be the center
king.
of attention. Yeah,
exactly. Yes. So, and maybe we'll talk about this later, but do you know what, like, and maybe this is where I got to learn. So maybe I'm asking questions that I don't understand. So in the movie, he seems to. See, I don't know nothing about Aquaman, so he seems to not want to go take the staff back.
Yeah, the trident.
The trident. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of that word.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't understand. Because where it left off, man, like that's the thing. Like where we have left off when I watched Aquaman, and maybe I'm just putting it together because like, oh, I watched Aquaman, and this is how this one ended. But now leading up to this one, it's probably different timing, probably, I'm assuming.
So correct? Justice League happens before Aquaman. So
okay.
He is the rightful king of Atlantis. But he doesn't want to take it. It's because his mother was Queen of Atlantis. And he's a half-breed, so he's half human, half Atlantean.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I knew that from watching Aquaman. I like learned that, but just the timing, and maybe that's just the part that I just got to quit trying to figure out myself, and that's just where it needs because essentially in the movie there's certain things that happen that make it to where he already knows all these certain things or people. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. That are supposed to happen later in Aquaman, I thought. So, like, that's what it just confused me. And maybe it was, like, I know there's different, well, never mind. I'm just saying, okay, so I just really, I'll dive in and find out myself. I just wanted to ask you, like, just because there's a lot of questions, and I just don't want to give away the entire, you know what I mean? Entire him in the movie, right? So that's the thing. So, we'll talk about it. But, yeah, man, but really, that's the only reason why I kind of, with Aquaman, I was confused, so it confused me about him and the character and what was happening, and that's all like bothered me about the movie with him. Other than that, I mean, I love the movie. I loved like him in the movie. I'm not saying it wasn't cool, his scenes and all, all that stuff. Yeah. But at the same time, it just like his storyline confused me. That's the best way to kind of explain it. Exactly. Yeah. Like what is going on? Just the whole. But
I'm Arthur Treachers.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yes. So I'll figure it out. I'll add into my own question.
I was just kidding. Later. His name's Arthur Curry, I think. But Arthur Treachers is that seafood restaurant.
Oh,
bad joke. Just went over your head, I think. Yeah. I feel like obviously, everybody knows my feelings on the movie Aquaman. It was
Well,
garbage.
exactly, yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
sort of Fast and the Furious meets Star Wars in the ocean. And it
so
just
funny.
it captures like almost like an 80s-esque parody of the character, where Justice
gotcha.
League, he's like your dark, brooding, regular character, not like this.
Yes. Yeah. He's Aquaman.
Yeah.
Like the real Aquaman. Yeah.
Like he has just so many goofy comments in Aquaman. It's like he wasn't like that in the other movies, so why would he be like that? Whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed him. Dude, I really enjoyed at one point when the Flash and Aquaman accidentally collide or whatever, and he just like points at him. He's like, "I am so sorry." And that was the best part of Aquaman though, because I feel like out of like everybody in the group, like he literally like had these interactions, these solo interactions with everybody.
Yeah.
And even in the one fight scene where like he's like being carried away by the parademons, and then he's just like floating, and Cyborg rips him up, and he's like, "My man," and then like throws him off to go, fight some other stuff. I'm like, man, I love that stuff. Love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you keep going back to Flash. The Flash, the first scene that you see Flash like by himself.
Oh, dude, it was so good,
man. His new job. Oh, dude, for sure.
Absolutely. Like, it was like a really emotional moment, and then obviously it turns to just straight laughter because.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What happened? It woke Jessica up because I laughed so hard when like.
Oh yeah, that is.
He puts it in his pocket, and then like everything happens, and it's just. I laughed so hard just because like, what's going on? I'm like, oh. Don't even start watching now.
Yeah.
This is
This is awesome though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I enjoyed that character.
Yeah.
I really did. So.
Yeah. It did such a great job. Like,
yeah.
Having them all have like these quips and making them all the comic relief just didn't work for me.
No.
You don't have Batman for comic relief. You don't.
No. It's not. That's not him.
That's not who Batman is.
No.
But having that type of character, the Flash, then you actually get somebody who can. He's the young guy. He's gonna ask all the questions. He's gonna be like saying stuff that's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, it's just great.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's super pumped about everything. He hasn't seen anything yet, right?
Right.
Just saying, what I mean? You guys footstep into something.
See the world. Oh man, when Batman's like, "I'm putting together a team." Stop. I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't even care, man. I need friends. Like.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Stop right there.
Yeah,
I'm in. Like, you don't even have to tell me.
I know who you are. Yeah, that's fine. That's sweet.
And then Wonder Woman. I mean, Gal Gadot. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. She is awesome as Wonder Woman.
I'm telling you. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
She plays it well herself. Oh, I mean, like literally, to me, she fits. If you read Wonder Woman, she plays that character perfectly.
Yeah. I feel the same way, and she has just the greatest action sequences. To be honest, like she's like the true fighter, right? You have the Flash who's running around. I'm not saying that Aquaman's not a true fighter, but. I mean, she's an Amazonian who's been alive for like 5,000 years and has seen her fair share of fights. So she's clearly just this amazing skilled warrior. So it was awesome just getting to see her be a badass and take on Steppenwolf for a while just herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny, just because like anytime she entered the scene, like her music is very recognizable. So like anytime she entered the scene and her music popped up, it was just like,
no,
okay, okay, whatever, yeah, sure, I get it. Everybody's got like an entrance theme, but hers is like anytime she's in the scene, it's like, oh man. So then we got Cyborg. Ray Fisher is who plays Cyborg. Victor Stone. And man, I hope, because I know like he had a lot of problems with Joss Whedon, and obviously there was problems with Joss Whedon because it's two different characters. Cyborg from Justice League and Cyborg in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's two different characters. Like there's so much more that goes on. He is so much more. Like it seriously like made me mad. I'm like, what? How could you leave half this stuff out, or even 3/4 of it out? Like it didn't make sense.
I mean, I'm not saying he was the most, but he was one of the most important characters.
Yeah.
And a lot of different things that happened in the thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of different things. He was that most important character. So it's like, how did you not do that?
Yeah.
Like, out of anything, other people should have been cut out way more than
that's what I would think. Like other things would be cut out to afford more time for this character. Like,
Tony, it was crazy. I mean, like, and I can't remember now that I'm thinking back on it, but so when he's hanging from the hooks, okay, it blew my mind. Actually, do you know what I'm talking about? In the science room.
Yeah, with the mother box.
Yes.
Yeah.
For some reason, was that in the original Justice League? Was that in the original one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just can't remember.
I got you.
And then for some reason, when I seen it on this time, I was like, that's
I feel like they went more into detail of like,
and maybe
like
that's what it was.
The mother box actually like piecing them together. I think.
Gotcha.
I don't exactly remember what was in the first and what was in the second one, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like they might have added some more detail of like.
Gotcha.
I mean,
yeah, his character's pretty sweet too. You know, I mean, everybody through the Marvel or DC universe, you have this certain type of character, that can do a lot of things. You have I was just thinking of his name.
Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Not Iron Man. No,
I thought. Oh man, I don't remember his helmet either. In the first one, like when he blasts off and like his like helmet comes out, I'm like, that's sweet, man. I don't remember that from the first one, but it might have been.
No, the Jarvis.
Jarvis. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Is it Jarvis? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Thank yourself.
I couldn't think of it. Well, I know, but no. What did they else don't? Okay, but anyway.
The other one's called Jarvis. Friday.
Okay.
But his main person is Ultron.
Yes,
Vision.
Ultron. Oh, Vision. That's it. Vision. Ultron was the enemy.
Yeah,
Ultron was the enemy. Vision. Thank you, dude. Golly, I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
Yeah, where he's just like,
the same.
I'm shutting everything down right now.
Exactly. Like, yes, that whole thing. But it was like, so you have that in the same thing.
I really enjoyed the augmented reality that, like, all right. So instead of just showing him go into computer circuitry and changing dollar amounts and stuff like that, they like made it into like this augmented reality of where he could manipulate things as himself. Like that was really a really cool like artistic idea.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Putting him in and then like actually doing these things. I thought that was like a really cool, instead of like your high tech. I'm hacking this system, and they have like a bunch of goofy screens,
for sure.
And then I thought that was really cool.
We don't need the computer systems. We need the ones and zeros. We don't need that stuff.
He controls all the ones and zeros.
Yes, exactly.
He's like,
we know this.
The trick isn't putting or shooting all those nukes. It's not shooting all those nukes, man.
Yep.
Which is so funny because it's like, he's got all these gifts. But even his like my auto defense system is detecting danger because of Superman was like scanning them, and he's like, he's scanning us because his arm like starts shooting. It's like, I can't turn this off, man. It's like, you're gonna poke the bear, dude. Don't.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, yes, yep. That's actually another DC character that I liked for a little while. I kind of just fell off though. Was Superman? I really liked Superman when I was a kid too. Like that was like him and Spider-Man were my boys, and then but Superman. Then I went to Batman from Superman, and I never went back to Superman for some reason. I was just Batman was my dude. Spider-Man was my dude. Like those. That was it.
Superman was never my dude. I never really even like watched all the older movies or anything like that. I didn't even watch the Brandon Ruth one. I never watched Smallville. Like, I was not.
CC, I didn't watch it. Yeah.
I watched Lois and Clark, although I think Dean Cain is an a-hole now. I think I'm pretty sure, but whatever. But I watched Lois and Clark. But other than that, I mean, Superman wasn't my dude. I really gravitated towards Batman and plethora of others. But Man of Steel was like the first Superman where I'm like, okay, like I like this vision. I like and plus Henry Cavill, man, or Cavill. I think it's Cavill. Henry Cavill. He's great. He's awesome, man. And I'm telling you, you better keep him as Superman. This whole rumor of Matt Bomber taking over, that's going to piss me off. You better keep Henry Cavill. Dude's a beast. Just walking around like, I'm fucking Superman, bro.
Yeah, for sure. No, don't step to me.
My shirt's off.
When he's holding...
My shirt's off, my pants are all torn up.
Yeah.
Check me out,
I'm
bro.
upset. Yes.
They didn't edit my hairy chest, but they definitely got rid of my mustache. At least the Superman, because I don't know. Do you remember like they CGI'd Henry Cavill's mustache out because he was filming Mission Impossible at the time as well, and he had a mustache like a goatee type of thing. So they had to edit all that out. They'd rather spend $1 million and edit it out and to look goofy. Like his smile was all like weird, but that was all fixed in this one. And Zack Snyder was
like, I didn't even notice it. Yeah.
Zack Snyder was like, I thought it would be like sad if that's like the last way you get to see Superman, like with this weird, goofy lip thing going on. It's like, well, at least you fixed it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, So, but Snyder. I mean, Superman. I mean, I watched like the new Superman movies. You know, Batman vs Superman. I watched that one. I watched.
Well, yeah, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman.
Exactly. Yep. So I've watched those ones. So I've enjoyed obviously the Superman things. You know what I mean? But like outside of that, like I've never. I don't know why, but once again, I think this movie just did a really good job for me. I mean, I'm loving every character, and that's different.
Yeah, that's fan service, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like that's they did it. He did his job. I mean, Snyder, thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, like you did all these characters justice. Huh? Yeah. Justice League. Anyways,
dude, look at you.
Yeah. I know. I'm just smashing this out of the park today, but yeah, he brought these characters back to life when it was almost like a dud. Like you. How often are you going to go back and watch Justice League and knowing like, I've seen it. Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times. That's just because I love those characters. So like, if that's the only way I get to see them, then that's unfortunately how I get to see them. But this totally was way cooler. Plus, Darkseid, man. We actually get to see and meet and actually see even a little more of all of that of Darkseid, and I'm like, move over, Thanos.
Yep,
your boy Darkseid's like, give me that anti-life equation, brah.
Yes, and I need it like soon.
Yeah, I need it like J.G. Wentworth. I need my money now. Like Darkseid's called J.G. Wentworth. I want my anti-life matter now. All right, anti-life equation.
Anti-life equation. You gotta find it. It's you think it's like a 4 + 7 - 9 = 7?
It's whatever that thing is drawn out in the ground.
Yeah.
But that is what it equates to.
If you actually take it all, put it all back together, it's just 7. So
the nightmare scenes, that's what happens when he gets that. Bends Superman to his will, that kind of stuff. So again, like, all right, so we saw in Justice League a small little piece of the nightmare scene. This obviously had an extended portion of it, and I'm thinking, you're not gonna not make a Justice League 2. You've shown us too much of what could be, and I'm already in. So this makes it a little awkward.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't know who I gotta talk to, but and those keys over.
Yep, Netflix.
Yeah.
No, HBO.
Yeah, I was gonna say
HBO
Max. I have an AT&T service. Maybe they'll. Maybe they'll. Listen to me. Yeah, I'll just start emailing them.
Yeah, for sure. Just go to their webpage and just be like, "Hey, customer service, can we get more Justice League?"
Yeah, I would also. I would like the Snyderverse reinstated, please. I'm a paying customer.
Is there?
Okay.
Yeah. Who can I talk to about this?
I have a valid voice here. Yeah. I own 1 share of your stock. I have a voice here. Okay.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I love it.
Yeah, like how much stock do I have to buy so I get a vote and to reinstate Snyderverse? All right. Let me know. Tell me what the number is, and I probably can't afford it, but I'll at least know that number.
Yeah.
I have a goal to work towards.
Yes.
I'm 80 years old and I finally have the money.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's been dead, man.
Yeah. Where's his son?
Well, son of a gun. Yeah, where's his son?
Yeah.
Awesome. Man. Who haven't we talked about? We talked about Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and a little bit of Superman. That's all 6.
Yeah.
There's not 5 of us. There's 6. That's right, Bruce. You freaking tell them.
It's pretty sweet.
It was sweet.
So, overall, I mean, I would definitely gonna have to. I don't know when, but I will sit down and actually, maybe not watch all 4 hours again in a row. I'm not saying that's putting a lot to work, but I will definitely have to do another read. I mean, another watch on this one.
Yeah,
like 100%.
There
it's
is
just too much to it.
So much that goes on in this movie that it's like, I agree. I'm going to need to watch this a few times, but that's kind of like a joke, right? Because
you seriously
you have to find that time. I haven't, that's rough. I mean, I started at, I think it was 9 p.m. and finished it was at 1 a.m. So
okay. Yeah. See, it's summertime though too. It's almost time to be outside enjoying.
Yeah,
life
but I mean, 9 to 1.
Spring. Well, yeah.
What am I doing out there anyways, right?
Sitting by a fire.
No.
Oh.
Watching Justice League.
Living apart.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're sitting by a fire with your iPad?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll just bring my tablet out there and all right, I'll join you by the fire.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's funny.
It is funny. Well, we've talked a heavy amount Justice League. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. My recommendation of the week is gonna be Justice League, Zack Snyder's cut, the Snyder Cut, whatever you want to call it. Zack Snyder's Justice League or Snyder Cut, whatever. But yeah, that's going to be the movie recommendation. So
I figured. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely recommendable. So I would definitely say go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch. Yeah. So I'll get into some of my facts. Because I did a little bit of research myself. On Justice League. I mean, not much. I mean, I just wanted to know a little bit more of a backstory to them a little bit. Because the things are, like, I read a lot more, but I don't want to talk about it because I feel like I'm ruining some of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, like, I can't, like, some things I can't go into detail about. But there's definitely some things that, like, just kind of, like, backstory. Like, do you know when Justice League, like, the first time that actually, when it came out? Do you know
2017?
Well, no, not Justice League the movie, like Justice League, actual, true Justice League. Like,
like the comic?
The comics.
No way.
Like that. Do you have any idea?
Not at all.
So, I mean, it actually, they said that it got its first appearance in The Brave and the Bold in March 1960.
That's so cool.
That's sweet. So I thought that was really cool.
So cool. Comics have been around so long, man. It's just so cool.
So it's crazy. So when I'm like reading some of this, I mean, some of these things are. I mean, there's a lot of people in here that I've never even heard of, and that's what I mean that I don't know about. With what you're saying before.
Who's all in Justice League? Oh yeah, because there's many, like, just like there's like a ton of different Avengers. There's yeah, that's really cool.
It's insane. So I'm like, I'm reading through these. I'm like, oh wow, Okay, so I do have a question though. So when I was reading some of this, so it came up in DC. So and maybe I'm just stupid and didn't know this, but Captain Marvel is part of DC and.
So it's two different characters. It's by coincidence that. Yes. So
I got it. Okay, so
the Captain Marvel's kind of been changed though. The movie is called Shazam.
Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, exactly. So that's what I was going to ask.
Yep.
So is it just transition to Shazam?
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I it's always been a funny one because there's Captain Marvel and then there's Captain Marvel, and it's like,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So it threw me off. So I was like looking at it, I'm like, wait, is that? Are they going to bring these two universes together?
James Gunn wants to see a mashup between DC and Marvel. And I'm like, dude, absolutely. You got to think like Batman is very similar to Captain America. He calls the shots. You know what I mean? Like Cyborg hit the lights or whatever, hit the alarms or whatever. It's like done. It's like he's the man with the plan, just like Captain America. He might not have all the superhero stuff. I mean, obviously he's super strength and
he's a superhero,
but
exactly,
he can't fly, can't shoot lasers or anything like that. But he has that mentality of a soldier who can call out commands. He's the captain,
Yes, 100%. Yes,
that's why I like see Batman and Captain America like team up. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh, okay. So with the comics, so all right. So I'm just going to say this. We won't talk about it, but it says the New 52 reboot. Cyborg replaced Martian Manhunter as one of the 7 founding members. Do you know what that means?
Yes, but we'll talk about it later.
Thank you. I just want to know your answer.
Yeah.
So that I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, there's a lot to it. Like, and there's a lot more characters I'm not even gonna dive into just because, like, I mean, Plastic Man, Supergirl. There's a lot of things that I'm like, oh, Power Girl, right? There's a lot to this universe.
There's a lot of characters that don't get the same light that. I mean, Marvel's done an excellent job bringing these characters out too, though. So you know what I mean? Where DC just. Let's start with Justice League and then pour in some other stuff.
Well, Supergirl's got it. Supergirl had her own TV show, right?
Yeah, Supergirl did. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that's what I thought. Okay. And then I think that's. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that's another thing I was going to tell you. So Super Friends. So television, right? So Justice League television has been around since 1973. I mean, that's a simple answer. So they actually being on TV, it started as Super Friends, the animated series, and then you have Legends of the Superheroes, which I'm pretty sure my dad has some of those on something because when I read that I'm like, wait a minute, I try to redo it. I've seen some of that, I'm telling you. And then there was an unproduced Justice League of America. Did you know that? Live? Did you know that?
No.
It's an action series.
No, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then, but then there was like nothing after that all the way to 2021. So there's a big gap of time that actually like nothing was produced with the Justice League. So not nothing, but like.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, there's been plenty of other stuff. Yeah. I mean, you got to think like if you looked at like the live action like. The old Captain America movie that was like out in the 80s, a Flash movie that was out, whatever. A lot has changed, and that's where like the CGI or animation, computer generated, all that stuff is so seamless and beautiful that we can see these superheroes come to life now because it's not some hokey thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like you just don't have the digital touch back then. Like you couldn't
Yeah,
simply
for
do
sure.
it, and it looked
No.
goofy because you got to do camera
Yeah.
tricks. You got to do whatever you can to make it look right, and it's just like it's
Yes,
never gonna look
absolutely.
right. So then you get like this type of stuff now, and it's just like, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm told it's it's definitely a game changer. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's all I got. I just thought that going back in time with Justice League and just doing some research on Justice League, I dove into too much on the Snyder's Cut. That's my problem.
I gotcha.
There's a lot of things that a lot of things that not I didn't dive in like crazy deep. I'm not saying that, but the questions I have and the things that I wanted to, but we just can't. So, but we'll figure it
If
out.
you ever want to see an impressive list, look up the amount of villains Batman has. Like,
I'll
it's
look it up-
funny
look it up right now.
that these villains like Penguin, Joker, Two-Face, these ones keep coming up, but there is a laundry list of villains that Batman has taken down. So it's like, come on, guys, start pulling from this whole
Yeah.
other box of creativity,
So do you know the number?
No, how many is it?
37.
Yeah, dude, it's impressive.
Well, okay, so hold on. It says the visual guide to all 37 villains in the Batman TV series is what it says.
Oh, the Batman TV series. So yeah, I wonder.
So I wonder if there's more actually in the comics.
Yeah, I bet you there is, because I mean, there's some things that you just can't necessarily bring to life at those times because it just wouldn't look good.
So it's crazy. So actually, it says top 100 Batman villain list. So the top 100
Yeah,
list.
right. Top
And
100.
it
So wait,
says-
is there an extra 100
Yes,
after
yeah.
that? Like,
Yeah,
what
so
the
wait
hell?
1 second. So that's a TV series that I told you, 37 of those.
Right,
So,
right.
I didn't mean to misspeak, but
No, yeah, you're good, but yeah, it's impressive. It's an impressive list, and
yeah. I'll look it up, man. Because even when you said even that number is kind of
yeah,
impressive.
that's what I mean. Like,
You know what I mean?
Batman has been
So-
around since the 1930s, I'm pretty sure. So, Bob Kane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just world's greatest detective. That's what he started out as, and then slowly over time has become like this superhero. Like, I no longer fight crime; I fight aliens and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which-
It's the first time that you actually see him with some sort of weird laser gun, pew, pew,
Yeah.
pew, pew, killing the guys.
Yeah, right.
So-
That's why I'm really excited about Robert Pattinson's, because it feels like it's
Oh.
going to be more of like a sleuthy doctor or
Yeah.
detective feel.
No.
Not saying that he's not a superhero, but
But you're getting more Bruce.
yeah,
Bruce
you're
Wayne.
you're getting more of the detective. What makes Batman so great? So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't think I was going to leave you out, Robert Pattinson. I wouldn't leave you out of this mess.
It just hasn't happened
just-
yet.
yeah.
So you can't. So
I'm still pumped. Don't worry. I love Ben Affleck, but I love you too, man.
yeah.
I've just seen a trailer with you, and I'm pumped.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
No. Very excited.
All right, sweet. Well,
So yeah, man. But that's it. Justice League.
I mean, we literally spent the majority of this podcast episode talking about Justice League, so obviously it's worth talking about. It's obviously worth watching.
watch it.
Watch it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pay somebody to use their HBO Max, or just sign up with HBO Max. I'm sure there's like a free 30
You got a
days
free
or
7-day
something.
trial. I'm just saying.
Or if you have AT&T service, you might even get HBO Max for free, and you're like, oh, I have AT&T. I didn't even know that. Boom. There you go.
Done.
Watch it.
Dunsky.
Make sure
Yeah, do
Zack
the best you
Snyder
can.
knows.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if you looked at Rotten Tomatoes, though. It's kind of impressive, the difference so far. It was like, I think the original one was 44% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience score was, I think, maybe in the 70s. And now the critic score for this one is 77%, and the audience was like in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
yeah. So there's definitely a difference,
Yeah. Well, and that's also too. So I was talking to my cousin. When that's who I stopped over at his house. His birthday was yesterday.
Oh, very cool.
Well, yeah. So when I was talking to him, he told me he's like, man, I've talked to some people and they said they didn't like it, and I'm like, what didn't they like about it? I haven't seen it yet, right? Because I couldn't help it. It was on my mind. When I was sitting over there, I'm like, I want to go home and watch this movie.
Right,
now.
yeah.
Like, so it's on my mind.
Birthday over
And then
yet,
he
man?
said-
I got Justice League to watch.
well, yeah, and then And so so I started like diving into it. Half the people, well, there's 3 people that he talked to on Discord, okay, blah blah blah, that said they didn't like it, but they also didn't finish it. So how can you say that?
Yeah.
How can you come in and say that? And even the first half, but yeah, you're not getting on the storyline yet.
Yeah, there's
Buds.
so much to unpack. Like I really
Yes.
enjoy the time they've spent on the characters before we were even like fully
Thank you.
dived into it. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
telling you,
There's going to be haters.
Yes, exactly.
There's always haters.
Well, always. But that's why I told him to ask, and they didn't even say they didn't love it, but they didn't absolutely like. They weren't thrilled about it, and that's kind of, he was like, I heard that it wasn't all that, you know. But then your views on this are from people that hasn't even finished the movie.
You're
yet.
right.
Sorry.
Like, come on, you honestly don't even. Yeah. I don't even want to. I don't even want to go down that path.
Nope.
I'll say some unsavory things, but no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I just spent an hour talking about how much I like this movie and maybe even loved it. I don't know. I mean, Zack Snyder's just done so much fan service for me, like with Watchmen and now Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg. I mean, Aquaman.
Insane.
It's just, I don't know. I went in thinking this thing obviously better be better than the original, so it's like you have to have some expectation. And I don't know. I wasn't let down. So whatever. Hey, haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
So you just gotta move on.
Yep. Done.
And by moving on, we're gonna let everybody listening and watching move on.
Yep.
So thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
And have one hell of a week.
One hell of a week.